This little Mahindra 1626 tractor is one of my favorite purchases I've ever made. This is the most useful tool I have ever had. It saves me a ton of time, and I have put 337.2 hours on this in the last 2 years. One of the things that's always kind of a pain is carrying shovels or otherwise handled devices on it. I usually stuff them on the edge of the backhoe there and lean them back here, but they poke me in the back of the seat. So then I started using a bungee to tie them to the roll bar, but I always use this handy dandy quick release pin here that I put into the roll bar so that I can lay it flat, because that way it can fit into the garage, the barn garage here. It's a little bit too tall to fit in otherwise, so I fold this back often. But I found on Amazon these handy dandy little tool implement holders. And what this does is it has this nice little rubberized bungee on the top that you bring around the front of the tool and you hook in here, and then this applies the pressure and tension to it and then slaps backwards to hold itself in place. So what I did is I held this onto the roll bar, as you can see here, and I just drilled the little tip of the hole that I needed to then pilot thereafter. So I just held it in place, and I said right about there, and drilled the top and then drilled the bottom just enough to get the bit started, pulled it down, and that's a 16/32 that I used for it. This one here, just a regular DeWalt metal and wood bit. And then I used a tap. Now this tap allowed me to put threads into the metal here. So I actually threaded this directly into this. I'll eventually take these out and put some red Loctite on it. But as of right now, this now holds with a little lock latch my shovel in place, so I can undo and grab the shovel. This does give a little bit of distance back into the seat here for the backhoe, but only if you're leaning all the way backwards is that really noticeable. Otherwise, you wouldn't notice this is there, and it still allows me to fold it down. So I'm going to be putting this other one and its pair up here, a little bit further up, probably about right here. And I'll maybe get a third one a little bit higher up if I need it. But as of right now, I think I only need the two, and that's why I bought the 2-pack. That 2-pack will allow me to carry probably just this, the spade shovel, which I use the most, and then a trenching shovel. And this all started because one of my favorite shovels, this one here, I leaned against the tractor, which is against one of my only rules, which is you never leave tools leaning on or in the bucket or anywhere around the tool or on your truck, because otherwise you'll drive off with it and break it. And I did exactly that. I leaned that shovel here and I backed up and crushed it. So needless to say, this is maybe a 10-minute installation. I'm about to put the second ones in right now for another 10 minutes. And that's mostly just because you want to go slow when you're drilling and use something like a WD-40 or some kind of oil lubricant to make sure that you're allowing the tap to not get too hot or snap in the hole that you're cutting into it. But otherwise, this is a done deal. So I can actually, I'll have to hold this up, but this allows me to fold this back into the lowered position, and then my little arm here, and that goes right back in place, and that shovel stays right where it is. I can still pull this down from here and access my shovel. And then I do have this, which is just a U-bolt, a squared U-bolt that I have pinned in here, and this is my DeWalt little limmer, or like pruner. It's electric. I keep that there because I prune a lot while I'm on the tractor as well. But that, along with a toolbox that I'm putting in here, which is an ammo case, will be coming soon to make the tractor have all of its little features to make it super handy, along with its little winch in the front. So all sorts of upgrades to the tractor because I use it all the time, and still my favorite one is this. This little speedball makes driving so much easier. Highly recommend one of those. And these for a 2-set, I think it was 25 bucks, and you can get them black or red. I got red because clearly the tractor's red.